do this thing.
Oh, that's nice.
Anyone want to go to the bathroom with that? Someone locked out.
No, Gail was coming up.
I can kind of do this.
Wow.
But I can't do 4. Should this be that?
There's someone, one.
Oh, someone else is there?
Yeah, 1 or 2 people.
Okay.
What?
Thank you.
It's fine.
Sort of an outsider. Atom bomb. Right on my artery. That's my acrostic poem. Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm an actual student in this class.
I brought panties for show and tell. They're mine now. I brought them here. I'm embarrassed now. I'm really embarrassed. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I brought those in. I don't know why I went to the store and bought them. At H&M, God, please kill me.
Hey Steve, I have a question.
Yeah, Billy?
How are you gonna get killed in 17 years?
By you, Billy.
I drew the coffin.
Oh my god.
Have you seen my penis yet, Osiris?
No,
Here, hold mine.
No, hold mine.
No, hold mine.
no, hold mine, 2 penises.
Have you heard of double penetration?
I pledge allegiance
To the
The flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands,
One nation,
indivisible, with liberty and
Justice for
all. Yes,
Billy.
What?
No, it's not him.
what is it, Bilbo?
Why is it all raggedy like
The
that?
tempo?
Shut the fuck up, lemon cake!
No.
One. I want to go to California. My brother confided in me the last time I saw him. You should come over here. It's pretty cool, I said, tossing an ice cube into my glass of gin. Nah, he said, but I could barely hear him over the phone because he had stopped breathing. I like the Berlin. 2. Chewing tobacco, leaning against a fence and thinking nasty things about Dick Cheney and the satire kink film he was making is how I remember my brother in the photograph I took at him that he basically made me take of him while he took weed from me. And this was in the park next to, the hot water fountain where I mumbled and slid down next to some ants while he kissed. 3. We went to the beach a little bit when I was younger, and my brother was longer. I remember my brother and I switched suits in a water cave, and his went down to my feet, huge torrents of water rushing over my insides as my brother pried my mouth open and leaned me over a working water fountain, wearing tiny little things, Superman. 4. When my brother came home from college in a giant envelope, he put all his tax stuff on the table, and my dad said, "What is this gym membership?" "I don't remember," my brother said, and I felt like I wanted to rub his head against my body, his quizzical little eyes like little jobs, the kind my brother was not getting. 5. "Say it up front," my brother said, rubbing his load. "Girls," he grinned. And I wanted to rip off his bandana and say, "You're a fraud, you're such a phony. I knew I should have never let you major in environmental studies at UC Berkeley, you piece of shit." But instead I grin back and say, "Dude, I stay up at night stroking it." "The girl," he says, and I affirm wordlessly while he tries to sharpen his eyes and avoid me. 6. In a carport in Venice, I spot my brother from a distance, drizzling cologne on himself and listening to all his favorite songs next to a fountain off of a small boombox. "Did I surprise you?" I say, scooting up to him in a Vespa. He doesn't even hear me, and soon he slides into the front of a leather car with a lot of girls, and that's when I knew it was a dream, because why would we be in Venice? That doesn't make jobs. 7. Finally, why would he croon snoozily under the moon like a hick named Fargo in his sharp little Henley, and not even let me up next to him, not without quizzing me about muscles and showing me the ones he had, and opening his mouth to explain red? This is the poem I wrote to my brother, and as I wrote it, I took turns running out of the shower, covering myself with a towel, taken by my dad back when my brother loved being carried down the hallway like he was a wheel, and my father had invented him.
Okay, class, let's go to recess. Vamonos. Oh, sorry, did I interrupt?
And then, in a tragic fit of emotion, he careened down the slide, went faster than anyone had ever gone before, until he flew off and the bell rang.
Sufjan Stevens manages to look totally incongruous with his costumes. Like, he's not quite wearing them. Like, they are on him, but he is not totally comfortable with it. And, like, maybe he doesn't want to be wearing them at all. And, like, but also totally sexy, sort of confident, tint and broad, like you're not totally exactly expecting Sufjan to be. But then you like realize he has this kind of reappropriation of something, actually, that straight men have had a hold on for years, maybe for centuries, even who knows, which is like straight guy sensitivity, which is like, or straight guy vulnerability. Even straight guys have a hold on this quality of seeming too tight for their shirts, or like their little lobster paws actually have little hidden agendas. And like, so since straight guys can do this Marlon Brando thing, gay men actually have to use little high-pitched scooting their chair voices and be excited about Disney original movies and Beyonce moves. And anyway, so Sufjan Stevens is reclaiming straight male vulnerability for gay men. Gay men get to be sad again, and not just sad, but like, luxurious, or even gluttonous or expansive about their sadness. Or, so it's while listening to a Sufjan song, this is when that happens. So sensitivity, yeah, not just for straight men. Occasionally, Sufjan will run his hands through his hair. It appears as if he gets sweaty on stage, or as if he gets sweaty on tour. The reason I wrote this poem is the class is mostly familiar with my prose poetry, and the class wanted to hear something a bit more structural, so just kidding. The reason I wrote this poem is I just had this incredibly vivid thought, which is, what if I ran into Sufjan at a hotel bar, and I had erased all the messages from my iPhone, just like with one sweep of my phone, And it just like deleted all my apps, all my embarrassing apps. What if Sufjan grabbed me by the eyes and said, "Look up, son," but he meant son like the big yellow bird egg circle cutout line, not the half-hearted creature room paper hair report card. And he grabbed me by the eyeballs while I said, "Fionn, what about Fionn? Has anyone ever called you Fionn?" Yammering, hammered into a martini. And then he said, "Do you want to come back with me to this building so that we can leave the building and be in between two buildings?" And I said, "Haha, yeah, okay." And then he put a finger in my asshole, and I put a finger in his asshole, and we levitated by pressing our feet against the walls of the building and our lips together in the middle with tongue. And it was awkward, but we got our clothes off by sliding them off our stucco bodies with our brain power. And he said yes, and I said yes, and we agreed that it was good. On the 7th day, he rose again. And on this day, I bit my lip when I walked home. I thought about HIV and stuff, and how some people are ghosts. But let's agree that if you ever have Sufjan's baby, you'll have it on God's watch, my therapist said. And I said, coughed.
So when did you say it was coming?
4 o'clock. Actually, he is not actually coming.
You tricked me?
No, he's just not coming.
Why?
Because I told him not to.
What on earth did you do that for?
I got jealous. I think he likes you.
I like him.
So do I.
No one needs to know that.
He knows.
Except God, I guess. Well, if he's not coming, I'm gonna go.
He's not coming.
Hey,
Hey.
so are we gonna do this or what?
I wish my boobs were bigger.
I am hopeful that they will grow.
Are you confident in it?
He gets scared.
I know. When we were watching Rosemary's Baby, he got so scared.
Hey. Come on. Not so bad, right?
Hey, is the dog involved?
No, that's just the school dog. Okay, now we're all naked.
Is how it is?
Yeah.
No. Let's keep making out.
I want to touch your body though.
Hi guys. Can I get involved in this somehow?
Do you want to put your leg between our bodies?
Is that a real suggestion?
Go over there and jack off to us if you want.
What I want is to join.
Which is fine, I was just checking.
You want to touch my back, love bug? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah. What are you doing over there?
Checking my phone.
Ouch!
Sorry.
It's okay. The balls are sensitive. You can't really bite them. What do we do now?
I'm fast. Ha, I'm Billy and I'm really fast.
You fucking blob. I go at my own pace.
Listen, let's just enjoy the peace garden. We don't have to feel every second of every minute. Phil.
You want to hang out?
We're friends, but I have to show you about the weight of the world, which is pressing down on my shoulders very hard. The weight of the world and you on top of it.
I'm on top of the world?
When I was younger, I got put in kindergarten. And when I was younger, I got terrible migraines. These phenomena happened around the same time. I remember back in kindergarten, we would draw on each other in charcoal, and the teacher, so mad about it, would call out, "Ha, no, not for you." And when we would ask, "Can we have the charcoal bits?" I remember back in kindergarten, during craft services, we had these matronly white women come in and spell out little pictorial diagrams of crafts we were about to create with them. And the women wore long white flowing layers, and I remember thinking, even at this young age, of murdering them. And taking their clothes. But I didn't know what murder meant. I thought it meant stripping someone's life for meaning until you have all their clothes and their job. The first time I got a migraine, I was trapped under a house, one of those playhouses in the playground. A boy named Donald, who I mysteriously hated, who had smooth skin, like a Tropicana label, had kidnapped me from space and shoved me on his motorbike, which he had stolen from the big kid playground. I remember the smooth skin of his neck under his blossoming lapels, blossoming in the wind, and I wanted to blossom. When I came to, I was lying in a headache. We were near a fence near school, and I wanted to shake him. I was so mad at him, like a bottle. He was, I don't know, he looked so manageable, though. Like he belonged in a fucking community center or corporate workspace. And he was hitting his bong and blogging like a little puking carrot. And I felt really chilly, and I smoked his marijuana bong with him, which made me feel toasty. And when we got back to school, we had puked. "What do you have next?" he mumbled into my mouth. "Art," I swallowed. Art. "That's funny," he goofballed. "Sounded like you were saying something else." "Like what?" I said. "God's gonna smack me," he said, and ran off. When I got to art, I was full grunge look. Choppy hair, Donald had cut it. And a little mask that I had put on my shoulder to be like cool. The teacher, Bob, he gave me a pseudo ice pack that he had made out of caged beans and the freedom he had stolen from his wife. I lay at the back of the class, my little leg on my little backpack and the little ice pack on my hair. I flipped over and pressed my head to the migraine and pressed the ice pack against my eyes and imagined little tiny green wallaby things. I put my ice pack next to my groans and wore wizard wings. And this was this was like my first orgasm.
Terrible.